In the future, I might be looking at video games as well. In the future, I might be looking at video games as well. In the future, I might be looking at video games as well. Video games as well. Video games as well. Video games as well.
Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to ROBOTBOY. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at this channel, ROBOTBOY. As you just saw at the beginning, when I first restarted this channel, the concept of covering video games was but a mere side thought. A dream, something I never thought I'd get around to actually doing, let alone making it the core focus of my channel. And looking back, that's ridiculous, because that's all I really wanted this channel to be. I wanted it to be a gaming channel. I always wanted to discuss games, but I was always worried about whether it would take off or not. Yet, here we are. I'm so glad I made the switch, and I'm so glad you all joined me on my journey as well. It's been an amazing journey covering No Man's Sky, also making some other videos about different games as well, but it has all led up to this incredible point whereby Next is releasing in only a few days, and we have managed to establish such a wonderful community around this channel, as well as finding myself in the midst of such amazing people within the No Man's Sky community itself. So what's this video about then? Well, a question I get asked a lot is, why are you called ROBOTBOY? I feel like now is a suitable time to reveal that, and I feel all out to make this the best name meaning reveal that I could possibly do. So firstly, if you don't know already, my name is Toby. When thinking of a new name to call my channel, I was toying with the idea of calling this channel RoboToby, but it just seemed cheesy, too direct, and just frankly a bit rubbish. I wanted to keep the identity of the channel as its own thing though, and not necessarily specific to me, almost like a pseudonym in case I ever wanted to potentially expand or just keep my anonymity on YouTube. I like having that. It's like a different front, it's like a different persona. But that's not the main reason I changed it from RoboToby. Essentially, by rearranging the B and the O in the Toby of RoboToby, RoboToby transformed into ROBOTBOY. All of this lined up to fit with one of my favorite songs of all time, which is called ROBOTBOY, which is from Linkin Park's 2010 album 1000 Suns, which is my favorite album of all time. And if you haven't listened to it, I'd highly recommend listening to it. The sound is very, very retro, almost spacey vibes. It literally gives me feels of No Man's Sky at points of it. It's so great. I'd highly recommend going and listen to it. It's a fusion of every type of sound, every type of genre, and I just think it's absolutely phenomenal. Now, for those unaware, Chester Bennington, the leader of Linkin Park, passed away on the 20th of July 2017, which, yes, that's exactly 1 year ago today. He suffered from depression and anxiety, which he ultimately and tragically lost the battle with, taking his own life on this day. Hearing the news about this really shocked me to my core. I remember hearing the news, I was heartbroken. Chester was and is one of my biggest inspirations in my life. And this is not hyperbole, this is not me just going to the extremes of saying it. He really was. For his pure talent, his singing, his writing, the honesty and truth he portrayed about the harsh realities of mental health and struggles around the world, his work with charity, being a tremendous father, husband, friend, and performer. He really was a massive inspiration in my life growing up, and he always will be. I didn't think someone like him could lose the battle with depression. I had this idea that someone so strong and incredible as him, although dealing with that, it couldn't really affect him. So it shattered me to learn that this had happened, and it taught me a lesson about just how dangerous mental health issues can be. In losing him, I felt inspired to pursue my personal artistic endeavors even more so, deciding to restart this channel, which before it was just a ridiculous channel I did with my friends for fun. I wanted to make it serious, and I wanted to start doing the things I love more in general, and I also wanted to commit to making music and getting it out there. I'd already made music for a while, but I wanted to actually start sharing it more, and just hoping even if one person listened to a song that I made and enjoyed it, that was enough for me to feel like I'd done something and I changed something about someone's life in some tiny, small way. If you followed my channel for a while, you'll know that I write and produce all of the music for all of my videos, but it doesn't stop there. Over the last year, I've written a full album's worth of actual songs with lyrics and singing and all that stuff that I hope to actually maybe not get the whole thing out by the end of the year, but at least a couple of songs. In all honesty, I've always been extremely nervous about releasing my music out there, felt embarrassed in some ways, and I needed a way to persuade myself to rip the plaster off and get something out there. The inspiration to call my channel ROBOTBOY, the anniversary of Chester's passing, and next releasing all at the same time led me to one ultimate conclusion: I would cover the song ROBOTBOY. If you go down to the description below and click the link in there, you will be directed to my personal YouTube channel, which has a video accompanying my own rendition and cover of Linkin Park's ROBOTBOY. I'm very excited to have made this. It was a great way to learn a load of new techniques, experiment with a new style, and experiment with recreating an existing piece of art and making it my own. And to touch something so incredible as this song from this band was a real honor for me to be able to do, and I loved every second of it, and I really hope you guys enjoy listening to it. Additionally, and most importantly, this is the most important part about this video, you will find links to 320 Change Direction and the One More Light Fund in the description below as well. Change Direction was set up by Chester's wife, Talinda, earlier this year in order to help raise awareness and assist with the large amount of mental health issues so many people suffer with. Another small detail I wanted to drop in as well is I have a Patreon page. I'd never brought this up before. I haven't made it recently. I made it in like September of last year, or in October, something. I made it a long time ago. I've never shared it. It's always been in the description of my videos. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that, but every single description has had the link to my Patreon in it. And I've never shared it. And I mean, now's a terrible time to share it, but I wanted to say it now because in celebration of clocking over 2,000 views, of building my channel to where it is today, I actually don't want you to give any money to me at this point. If you're thinking of donating to me, if you ever had that thought cross your mind and you ever considered being a Patreon of me, for this time, I really would like you to donate to these charities instead. If you can spare a few quid, as this is ultimately and always much more important than me and this channel, and I hope that my platform here allows me to support this cause with you all behind it as well. I know for a fact that without Chester, I wouldn't be where I am today creatively. So please do check out my video, the cover, and please do head over to the links to help support and change mental health. Okay, that was a heavy video, but don't worry, we will be back up and running with the No Man's Sky and other game coverage right away, as next is just around the corner. The other exciting bit of news I have for you is that I'm looking to set up an episodic podcast series in the very near future. It's in motion, guys. The plans are in place. People are involved, everything's getting set up, and it will be discussing all manners of game-related topics that aren't just locked to No Man's Sky. As you know, I love No Man's Sky, I love making videos on it, but I also like to expand a bit as well. I've tried to do that a few times by talking about Spider-Man and Just Cause 4. I will actually be covering Spider-Man a bit when it releases, making topical videos on it, but I wanted to have a way to definitely say this piece of content, this type of video is coming out this week, or every other week is coming out on this day. It will always come out. So if you're interested in hearing about me talk about things that aren't No Man's Sky, you can know where to look. And if you don't ever want to hear me talk about anything that's not No Man's Sky, you only want to hear me talk about No Man's Sky, you know you can avoid that video. So that's the way that I'm going to go about it. And that's all I'm saying for now on it, but do stay tuned for more information that's going to come in the coming weeks regarding that podcast series. So that's it, everyone. Thank you all again so much. I hit 2,000 subscribers a couple of weeks ago, and we're already shooting ahead of that. Can we get to 3,000 before the end of August? I don't know, shooting for the stars here. Let's try and do it. As always, please give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and do subscribe to join me on this journey if you haven't done so already. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and with that, I'll see you all in the next video.